Oh boy, I have to do a second take. While double checking to see if a character was in this film, I accidentally hit end recording from my audio recorder. So this is take 2 of my Dragonball Evolution review. Oh my god. So I hate starting over. God damn it. So I'll just repeat what I was gonna say. I was going to do a bad movie night reaction to this film, do commentary, but I decided, hey, I'm just going to watch the movie, right? So obviously, it's Dragon Ball Evolution, 2009 action fantasy film. It's an hour and 25 minutes, not an hour and 40 minutes. Because one of my problems with the film is that it has too short of runtime, in my opinion. The movie is directed by James Wong, not to be confused with James Wan, the horror guy. This is like a guy who worked on X-Files and stuff like that. The movie stars Justin Chatwin as Goku, Emmy Rossum as Bulma, Jamie Chung as Chi-Chi, James Marsters as King Piccolo, and Chow Yun Fat as Master Roshi, and Joon Park as Yamcha. Also, Ernie Hudson is in the film as Sifu Norris, which is a teacher of Chow Yun Fat's character, Master Roshi. So, obviously, this is the notoriously bad Dragon Ball Evolution movie. I finally watched it. I was gonna buy it just to do for my bad movie night podcast commentaries that I do on my YouTube channel, but I decided, let's just do a review for it, and then later on we'll do commentary. Which it's better to do commentary at for a movie you've already seen than to do it, than to just to react to stuff, in my opinion. So yeah. So obviously, I try to avoid a lot of anime adaptation movies, right? Especially ones where I love the source material, right? Because obviously I was a kid who grew up in the late '90s, early 2000s. So obviously I watched a lot of Dragon Ball on TV. Was really pissed off when they changed voice actor studios, because it used to be dubbed by a Canadian voice dubbing company called Ocean Group, and then got taken over by Funimation. And I don't give a shit. Besides from the Bruce Faulkner music, the Funimation dub is fucking terrible, especially for Gohan's voice actor, right? Who sounds too jockey to play a nerd like Gohan, right? The guy who did what's his name? He's the same guy who did Light from Death Note. Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. But I thought he did a much better. The guy whose name I forgot, I thought he did a much better job. Who voiced Light in Death Note, and he voiced oh my god. Is it Quattro from Gundam Wing? The guy who piloted the Sandrock Gundam. The Arab Fiend Gundam from Gundam Wing. Yeah, was it not Quattro? Was it Quattro? Oh my god, I can't remember. But whatever, right? Yeah, so love the anime, but I kind of outgrew it, because honestly, the anime is for kids, and yeah, adults can enjoy it, but it gets really repetitive and dumb at times. So I just, as an adult, I don't even watch the show. I only started getting back into Dragon Ball when I started watching Team 4 Star, and Team 4 Star, when the one dude got married to his husband, the show, the abridged series, kind of sucked, because they stopped using more edgier jokes, and yeah. Yeah, but like once in a while I'll watch like Dragon Ball Z movies because I enjoyed them and I always wanted to watch. I never got to watch them as a kid because at least a lot of them because they would have these marathons on TV and I by the time the second or third movie would play and they always played them in the same order. I would have to go to bed, so I never got to see past like the third movie or whatever. Yeah, so like that's enough talk about like my childhood with Dragon Ball. Now the talk about the Dragon Ball Evolution film. So for people who wasn't a fan with them making Goku a teenager, which I had no problem with that honestly, especially since there were some creepy scenes, not with Goku, but like with Bulma, where she was 15 and like Master Roshi would like act very pervy around her. They Because they aged up the characters, it's not as creepy. Everybody, as far as I know, is supposed to be 18 in the film, right? And yeah, so the story here is basically Goku, who was raised by his adoptive grandfather, which wouldn't that make whatever, right? Because of the age difference. Gohan is like raised by his adoptive grandfather, who taught him martial arts and ki, and which one of the problems I have with the movie is the ki blasts look really dumb, and it's called airbending in the film, which is like, oh my god, so cringe that they call it airbending because of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh my god, which was never called that in the anime. But yeah, they call it airbending whenever people use the ki blast and shit, or training to use the ki blast. So yeah, he taught him ki and whatever on the night of his 18th birthday party. 18th birthday. Gohan was going to tell something important to Goku, but Goku, who was being bullied in school, finally got invited to hang out with his crush in the film, which is Chi-Chi, played by Jamie Chung, right? And he goes there, beats up his bullies, impresses Chi-Chi, right? They're about to have a close moment when Goku realized something is wrong, and what happened was Piccolo, who's played by Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and his henchwoman, who's not even a character from the show, kill Gohan and steal his Dragon Ball, which is, well, no, they didn't steal the Dragon Ball because he had already given it to Goku, which is the 4-star Dragon Ball, right? And like he gets there, gets told to go find Master Roshi and gather all the Dragon Balls to stop King Piccolo on the day of the eclipse, right? Because he'll use on the day of the eclipse, he'll summon the Ozaru, which, spoiler alert, we all know who the Ozaru is. So when that plot twist happens in the film, it's kind of dumb, but whatever, right? So like he goes to meet Master Roshi. Master Roshi, with the help of Chi-Chi later in the film, teaches him the Kamehameha. They also run into Yamcha, right? And Bulma was obviously the first one to join the team, by the way, because she shows up at Gohan and Goku's house on the morning after the battle. So forgot to mention that. So they use her Dragon Ball locator to find the Dragon Balls. Because it's so close. It's the thing. The movie's kind of dumb because like at first they go Dragon Ball hunting, but then after a while, after they collect two, they're like, fuck it, let's just go fight the villain of the film and just save the day. But first, I need to get a magical MacGuffin from Ernie Hudson, who plays like a Shaolin monk or whatever, who's like the teacher Chow Yun Fat. Gives him this box, which is supposed to imprison King Piccolo, and Master Roshi uses it, and it doesn't work, and Master Roshi dies. And then Goku turns into the Ozaru, which isn't a giant monkey in the film. He's kind of just like ape, a baboon version of like a werewolf, which his shirt pops open, but when Master Roshi dies, he turns back into Goku, right? And his shirt is just clothes. His robes are clothes, right? So it's like, wow, they forgot a little detail there, right? Yeah. So while that's going on, Yamcha and Bulma are fighting the one chick, right? And Yamcha, no martial arts, despite the fact the bullies had martial arts in the film. No, so there's no Wolf Fang Fist. There's no special beam attack or whatever it's called in the anime, right? Which I think it's in the Japanese version it's called something else, Makazapa or whatever. The only special attack from Dragon Ball is the Kamehameha, which is used in the final battle between Goku and King Piccolo, and that's the end of the film. Also, yeah, they bring Master Roshi to life, which I totally forgot. I totally forgot that Shenlong was in the film. I had to pause the recording to go check, and that's when I accidentally ended the recording. Which the Shenlong is pretty much just a gold version of himself, right? Right. Also, it ends with a freeze frame of Goku fighting Chi-Chi, because on their first dates, Goku and Chi-Chi fought in the anime, right? So I'm just gonna go to my likes and dislikes. Likes. I thought, despite the fact that none of the characters looked like the anime, I thought, they had good chemistry with each other, right? And really liked that Yamcha had this, despite the fact he looked nothing like the character, he was doing almost an impersonation of an anime English dub voice actor, which I really enjoyed, right? I appreciate that. Chow Yun Fat was taking the movie seriously, despite there's over the top stuff, and there's, for some reason, he had it looked like to me he had blue eye contacts, but overall, I thought the movie had the fight choreography was okay, despite the fact it was Chinese kung fu and not karate like it was from the anime, or at least in the anime it looked like karate, because you had a lot of closed fists and kicking, right? Where here it's there is closed fist punching, but there's a lot of of that, what do you call it when you're when you're flipping your forearms to parry, that you see a lot in Chinese kung fu, and there's a lot of backflips and stuff, which there was in the anime, but here it's it's very kung fu-esque fighting style, which to me, not a fan of kung fu. The more show-offy kung fu in modern films, it looks kind of dumb in my opinion. Works fine in Chinese wuxia films, but in live-action films, it doesn't work. So now to get to the dislikes. One, there's bad CGI, which didn't look too bad, but yeah. One, they fucked with the source material a lot, right? And the second, there was the third, I should say. There's the really bad plot twist with Ozaru and Goku are the same person. Oh my god. Despite the fact that Goku doesn't even have a tail, so he shouldn't even be able to turn into the Ozaru, right? If it was, they should have made a plot twist where Gohan cut it off when he was young, so Piccolo did a thing or whatever to make him grow a tail so he could turn into the Ozaru, which the Ozaru was very bad in this film. Like I said, it was just a werewolf kind of character, not a giant monkey or ape like it was in the anime, which was obviously probably a King Kong reference, because a lot of references and Dragon Ball, you had Terminator and Bruce Lee and whatnot in the original Dragon Ball, right? And I think Superman, No, Akira Toriyama has this like Superman ripoff character called Superman or whatever. I don't think that he was ever in Dragon Ball, but yeah, there is a character like that. Um, yeah, I thought at times the movie was kind of boring, right? And really, uh, kind of boring, and was not a fan of the fashion where you had like a lot of uh, leather jackets in the film. Very like for a film that was late 2000s. It had this like early 2000s where everybody has to look like rock stars look. Like everybody has to be dressed like they're going to do like a music video, which like Yamcha and like like Bulma and like Goku before he puts on his like um, what's it called, a gi, right? Which the gi kind of looked dumb in the film, somewhat anime accurate, but not the pants weren't. The pants were like blue or whatever, right? They should have been orange, but I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah. So the movie, I think the movie to me is, I know a lot of people trash this film, but to me it was more like generic than like bad or like generic. It was just the film was just a generic film. It wasn't good or bad. I could see people sitting down watching this movie being like, oh, that's okay film, if they've never seen the original Dragon Ball. So yeah, if I were to give this a rating, I'd probably just give it like a 4.5 out of 10, because again, I am a fan of Dragon Ball, so I have to give it a bit low average rating in my opinion. That, and I'm like, what the fuck? What was with some of the fight choreography in the film, especially during the lava scene? Yeah, there's a scene where they fight like Piccolo makes copies of himself to send the fight Master Roshi and the gang and Goku and the gang when they went to collect one of the Dragon Balls, and they were just like they were just like, they just defeated them by just throwing them into the lava. Which is like, oh my god. But then like Goku does it to like make a bridge so they can get to Dragon Ball. That's the thing, nobody flies in the film, which kind of bothers me, except for Goku kinda at the end kinda flies. And that stupid freeze frame, man, at the end of the film was so dumb. Oh, the movie, I think the biggest problem with the movie is that it's just generic, and if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, you're gonna be like a little pissed off at some of the changes they made in the film. Like, no Wolf Fang Fist, no Yamcha doesn't even know martial arts in the fucking film. Like, what the fuck, man? And like Master Roshi dies accomplished nothing really. My god. But they bring him back to life with the Dragon Ball, so don't worry. Also, there's like an after credits scene where you find out Piccolo's still alive. So the movie's sequel bait. This movie had the nerve to sequel bait. Oh my god. And the movie kind of bombed. It only made like $58.2 million in the box office. So yeah, it did not do well. Yeah. There are some good things with the movie where I thought the cast had some chemistry and they kind of worked together, right? But overall, yeah, I don't really recommend watching this film. Oh my god. Yeah. Well, it is what it is, guys. Peace.